DreAllDay.com.
Before we start, please like and comment on this video so I can get your feedback. Also, click that subscribe button so you can get all the new content I'm dropping on this channel. And the free book, the mental handbook, physical book, Work on Your Game University, just take care of the shipping and handling, send this right to your doorstep. Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Dre Baldwin with DreAllDay.com. This week's motivation is called One Day at a Time. And I think in some ways I talk about this almost every motivation, almost every video. One day at a time, one step at a time. I'm sure many of you have heard this before. Hopefully what I give you here is on a little bit different angle. I heard this from a guy named Earl Nightingale, who was a mentor to Tony Robbins. Those of you who know Tony Robbins. But Earl Nightingale, many of the things that he shared are the foundation for what we know today as personal development. So Earl Nightingale led to people such as Jim Rohn, such as Tony Robbins, Les Brown, led to people such as myself, or E.T., whoever else you watch who you feel may be motivational or share personal development things. He was one of the people who laid the foundation, along with a Napoleon Hill, a W. Clement Stone, a Jim Rohn, those type of guys. So anyway, what Earl Nightingale is famous actually for sharing with people in this audio tape, cassette tape back then, called The Strangest Secret, was you become what you think about. He actually got it from reading Think and Grow Rich, but then he took that one part of Think and Grow Rich and he made it into like his thing. You become what you think about. So Napoleon Hill made it a hot line. Earl Nightingale made it a hot song. But one of the things that Earl Nightingale also talked about was success. People want to become successful. How do you do it? Everyone wants to know how to become successful, even though they may not even know what they want to be successful in or even have a definition of success. But I think we all agree success means something positive, doing something great, right? Being happy in life and prospering, taking care of yourself and your family, right? Okay, so how do you become successful? You want to have a successful life. And this is Earl Nightingale's explanation that I'm using here to explain to you in this week's motivation. Successful life is made up of what? What is a life made up of? Years, right? Because you die at 60 years old, or you die at 30, or you die at 15, is a combination of years make up a life, right? So if you want to have a successful life, all you got to do is have successful year after successful year after successful year. So every year you need to be successful. So how do you have a successful year? Because a year is a long time. It's 52 weeks. 365 days, 12 months. There's a lot that goes into a year. How do you have a successful year? Well, let's break it down. We're going to break everything down to a lowest common denominator. What is a year made up of? 12 months. What's a month made up of? A month is made up of 4 weeks or 30 days. And a week is made up of days. And days are made up of hours. So how can you have a successful life with all these breakdowns? What are hours made up of? They're made up of minutes, but what are we doing every hour? We're doing some type of activity, some type of task, some type of thought, some type of conversation. We're doing things. Let's just call them activities every hour. So if you want to have a successful life, all you got to do is break it down. It's years, months, weeks, days, hours, and activities. So to be successful in life, I don't care what success you want. You might not even know what success you want right now. And guess what? Whatever way you vision success now, it may change next week. It may change next year. It may change 20 years from now. You might have a completely different life in 20 years than you have now. Actually, you probably will have a completely different life. Actually, you will definitely have a completely different life. As long as you're developing yourself as a person, you're going to be a better person. Why would you be the same person in 20 years that you are now? Not anyone who's watching this video is going to be the same person. All you need to do to have a successful life from moment to moment, that means right now till the next thing you do when you finish with this video, and the next thing you do and the next thing you do, is be successful in each one of them. Be successful in every single activity you do. How can you be successful though, Dre, when all I'm doing is watching a YouTube video? You can be successful by taking what's in that video, finding at least one little piece. It might be 10 seconds worth of stuff that I say in this video that is valuable to you, but you find that 10 seconds and you apply it to your life. That makes you successful because you are pursuing an ideal. You're pursuing getting yourself better. So anytime that you spend where you're not getting anything out of it, you're not doing anything to make yourself better, we call that dead time. It's called a bad investment. That is called unsuccessful living. So you make sure you limit and eliminate all unsuccessful activities. All you do is successful activities. Everything you do, find a way to get benefit out of it. Now this will require you to do some creative thinking. This will require you to just do some thinking, period. Which means it's not going to be somebody telling you how to do it or telling you what to do, but you need to start training your brain for every situation you're in to look for a way to get some value out of it. What if you're on a plane? I'm recording this video right now. Y'all know it's not my normal recording place. I'm in a hotel room in Las Vegas. I'm here for a week. I'm speaking at a conference. I'm recording this in September. Well, guess what? I was on a 5-hour flight from Miami to Las Vegas. What can I do during a 5-hour flight? What can you do during a 5-hour flight to make that some valuable time? To make that a successful flight, what can you do? Maybe you can make a friend with the person sitting next to you. Maybe you can meet someone and get cool with them just based on knowing that person. Maybe they know somebody who you know. Maybe y'all work in the same field. Maybe you could connect them to another person. Maybe you can read a book. Maybe you can write a book. Maybe you can listen to some personal development audio. Maybe you could have Wi-Fi on the plane. You can watch Dre Baldwin weekly motivation videos. There's something you can do in every situation to get some value out of it. Even if it's the worst situation out there, you can do something to get some value out of it by saying, hey, how can I use this bad situation for my future purposes? Even if it's a terrible situation, as long as you survived it, you can use what happened, the story, the setback. And when you become successful, as you keep doing successful things, you can tell people, hey, look, I went through this. I went through this setback back here, and now I got here. You want to know how I got from there to here? You need to listen to me. That becomes part of your story. You could be on stage giving that as a speech. You could be writing a book, autographing books because you wrote about that setback that other people face. When they face that setback, they're like, man, can anybody become successful after facing this? And then they hear about you and you did. Guess what? There's value in that. So there's value in every single thing you go through, whether it's positive or negative, but you need to be actively, what I want you to take from this video is actively consider every single moment. Are you being as successful as you possibly can be? If you start thinking about this, you may not do it 100% of the time. It's okay. But as long as you're thinking about it, you are moving yourself towards the ideal of being successful. Moment by moment, that'll take care of the hour, the day, the week, the month, the year, and your entire life. Guaranteed. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com.